Hello, this is Tyler Schneider from Las Vegas Weekly, and this is my story from the news section in the April 16th, 2026 issue. Earthly Creatures. Checking in on the state of Mojave desert tortoise conservation. The typically solitary Mojave desert tortoise spends 95% of its life sheltering from the desert sun in self-made underground burrows. When they do come out, they can be found snacking on native shrubs, getting in a quick tan, or searching for a mate. The official state reptile of Nevada has been classified as a threatened species under the Endangered Species Act since 1990, with habitat loss due to human development, increased predation, and disease all contributing to their declining numbers. According to a 2023 study published by Ecological Society of America, the total population fell by 36%, or an estimated 129,000 adults, between 2001 and 2020. In honor of Earth Day, the Weekly takes a closer look at how Southern Nevada is addressing the issue. The captive conundrum. One can legally keep a captive desert tortoise in Nevada so long as the animal was acquired before the species was listed as threatened in 1990, is a descendant of one that was, or is adopted through the proper channels. Because it's still illegal to take a tortoise out of state, Nevada law considers tortoise keepers to be custodians rather than owners. A 2018 study from UNLV and the local nonprofit Tortoise Group estimated that more than 150,000 desert tortoises are being kept as pets throughout the valley. Backyard breeding is a major driver of this overpopulation problem, and there simply aren't enough people to house all of them. Ill-suited for the wild, roughly 1,000 of these captive creatures are displaced or put up for adoption annually. As the only statewide entity permitted to facilitate desert tortoise adoption, Tortoise Group also bears an outsized responsibility in making sure these captive tortoises aren't released into the wild. Quote, "Things happen. People's housing situations change, and that's where we step in to offer resources to help people rehome them," Tortoise Group Executive Director Ariel West says. "In certain emergency situations, if someone has become unhoused or if they're getting deployed, we will oftentimes find a way to bring that tortoise into our care." The nonprofit does not have enough funding or capacity to take in more than 40 to 45 tortoises at any given time, however. Under those constraints, they typically oversee 50 to 100 adoptions annually, leaving far more in need of new homes. In addition to helping connect those who need to rehome their tortoise with new custodians, Tortoise Group provides extensive care sheets on their website and hosts public information sessions to promote proper care and handling. The wild. Wild tortoises continue to face the negative impacts of the valley's growing urban footprint. A 2024 U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service survey recorded 1.1 adults per square kilometer in Armagosa Valley and 1.9 in the Pahrump area, well below the agency's minimum viable threshold of 3.9 per square kilometer. According to a 2023 University of Nevada Reno study, major highways like I-15 tend to isolate the tortoises, stifling their seasonal mating habits and ultimately compromising their genetic diversity in just a few generations. Roads and other developments like solar panel farms can also increase the spread of invasive plants, cut off access to water sources, and erode the soils they use for burrowing. West says Tortoise Group often inspects roadside fencing to keep wild tortoises from the roadways. But because those same fences are also the cause of isolation, the 2023 UNR study recommends adding more culverts or underground bypass tunnels to mitigate that problem. Audrey Locke, Public Outreach Coordinator for Clark County's Desert Conservation Program, says the desert tortoise is also a keystone species that's crucial for the greater Mojave ecosystem. Quote, "They will actually dig up to 12 burrows in a year on a habitat, and those are also used by Gila monsters, snakes, burrowing owls, kit foxes, and other desert wildlife," she says. "For the sake of so many other species, it's critical that it continues to thrive." The biggest non-human threat comes from a Nevada raven population that has grown fivefold since 1966. According to the Fish and Wildlife Service, ravens prey on defenseless baby tortoises, while coyotes hunt adults. Looking ahead, Locke also coordinates the county's Mojave Max program, which utilizes a live tortoise at the Springs Preserve and a costume mascot to educate thousands of local students on the importance of conservation. Noting that future development of some tortoise habitat areas is inevitable, Locke says the educational campaigns are one way to ensure future generations continue to balance protection with progress. For West, the plight of both domestic and wild desert tortoises is not a tortoise problem, but a people problem. Quote, "It's only because we decided to take them out of their natural habitat, which is also being destroyed because of human development, that these issues even happened," West says. The nonprofit is currently searching for a larger facility, and West says they always welcome new volunteers. Adoption 101. Thinking of adopting a desert tortoise? Consider this checklist your starting point to meeting your newest old friend. For more information, visit tortoisegroup.org. Backyard bunker. Desert tortoises are strictly outdoor pets who need a minimum of 600 square feet of backyard space with an extensive burrow area, plenty of shade and fresh water, and a variety of plants to forage. Tortoise Group also cautions against transparent fencing. Quote, "If they can see through it, they will spend every waking moment trying to dig out," says Executive Director Ariel West. Preventative measures. Tortoises can be spayed or neutered and also microchipped. West says both are crucial for curbing the captive overpopulation issue. She recommends neutering males if possible, as it's a less invasive procedure than spaying a female. Tortoise Group maintains a list of local veterinarians who perform these services and hosts a series of wellness and vaccination clinics that include free microchipping. Plan ahead. Mojave desert tortoises can live as long as 80 to 100 years in captivity, which often makes their care a multi-generational affair. West urges people to consider this legacy planning before adopting. You can find this story and others online at lasvegasweekly.com.